TSU head coach Eddie George. The team won at Howard last weekend. Now off to a 6-2 start, second year in a row. It matches their best start overall since the 2013 season, and they're ranked 25th in the stats poll, first time since the 2017 season. So, Coach, just some general thoughts about your team, and we'll go to some questions.
I feel like we're in a really good place coming in to the bye week with a ton of momentum. Went down to Howard this past weekend with a ton of energy. Like we just talked about off the air, and was an incredible environment, incredible day. Our kids fed off of that energy. I went out and played a decent ball game against a really good football team at their place. That was the biggest challenge of it all, was how would we handle the weather the storm of that emotional charge that comes along with homecoming. And guys, we were locked in. We were down there on business, and we took it one quarter at a time. It wasn't perfect. Still got a lot of work to do, and that's what this bye week is all about. Is sorry about that. Is for us to heal up, to get better at the things that we're good at, and to really simplify some things and try to finish off the season strong.
Thanks, Coach. We'll go to some questions. Brandon, you're up first.
I'm used to going second. I got used to being batting lead off today. How you doing this morning, Coach?
I'm doing good, Brandon. How about yourself, man?
I am doing good. The twins are sleeping, so
Oh, good. That's a blessing.
yes, it is. Trust me, sleep is worth more than gold around here.
Mm.
But wanted to actually, Coach Scott on the MEAC call yesterday said that you all were the most physical team that they've seen all year. And he followed it up by saying a lot of guys were sore after the game. Knowing how you, not only that you played the game, but how what you're looking to put your own stamp on the program in terms of being a physical run first team that plays good defense. Not to say that you're looking for that sort of validation from another coach, but is that a sign that the program is starting and the team is starting to take on the shape that you had envisioned?
Yes. 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 I mean, I appreciate the comments. But when you hear that, from other coaches, that's what you aim to do. Not that by any means have we arrived. That's what we preach, is to play fast, to play physical with discipline. And we that's how we practice, that's how we approach things. If we line up and whip our ass, that's good. That's a part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first brick that's laid, is that we do everything from a fast physical standpoint. And at times it showed up. We try to be a physical football team, and we don't shy away from that. And that's how I was raised in the game, dating back to high school, going, and that's what I preach. That's what I know. And everybody on our coaching staff knows that in every phase, that's what we do, whether we're blocking, whether we're running the ball, or whether we're um, uh, uh, away from the ball. We're always giving relentless effort for 4 to 6 seconds. And that's been preached. So it's good to hear that from Coach Scott.
Okay. And kind of talking about your defense from this past week, you took the quarterback, Mr. Scroggins, who was coming off a week in which he was named MEAC Offensive Player of the Year, and you really were able to kind of bottle him up. You held the passing game to just 33 yards on the day. Can you talk about what your defense was able to do against Mr. Scroggins, and was really able to contain him all afternoon?
Well, I don't know what we can. He had 107 yards or so rushing against us, and we knew
I
that
think something like that.
something around that. So
Well,
we knew that he was a problem, for us in terms of the quarterback run game. Had the arm, was able to make capable plays. I think what happened was we were able to get those turnovers, which kind of took away his confidence in throwing the football against our defense. Brandon did a very nice job of simplifying our defense. We had to rely on some young guys in the secondary to play for us because we had some injuries. And we had to really play simple football, keep everything in front of us, and allow our defensive line to be physical and get off blocks and make him unsettled in the pocket. You know, that was very important for us. I mean, Stroggins is a really good quarterback,
Mm.
and we really did a good job of containing that. And you know, that combined with their running back, I think he's a phenomenal back. Can't think of the kid's name, the number two, and Edgerton's son, Eden.
Jared Hunter is number
Jared
2.
Hunter, yeah, he has a really good feel for their scheme and running inside and outside zone. I mean, he's very patient. He sets his block up well. He'll peekaboo, and that was very impressive, especially on that level. So when you combine those two cats together, that's a lethal combination. And you know, we played a good game against that duo. That was not an easy group to go against. And you know, I have a lot of tremendous respect for him, and I think he's going to continue to get better. So we knew we had a tough task ahead of us, and but Brandon Fisher and the guys on the side of the ball really did a good job of game planning against that unit.
Yeah, he had 62 yards rushing.
Okay,
I looked it up. He had 62 on,
okay.
I think it was 12 carries. So
12 carries. Okay, got you.
yeah, I was able to get a little. And kind of moving into, obviously you've got the bye, and you know some coaches prefer it early, some coaches prefer it late. Kind of, what are your or does it even matter? Some coaches it doesn't matter to.
I mean, it's going to be where it's going to be. I think
Yeah,
in terms of this year, it couldn't come at a better time for us. We desperately need the break. Got to get healed up in some places. We got guys that are banged up, so it helps there. We can get some younger guys some reps this week in terms of development, and we can hone in on the things that we need to get better at, that we need to emphasize more of on the back stretch of the season, because the next 4 games, that's it. That's the season. Okay. And when we've talked about that, we've been in this position before. We've been 6-2 last year and we didn't finish strong. And the mantra all year long has been to be 9 units strong by November, to finish November strong. And we have an opponent that's coming up in a couple of weeks that gets our attention right out the gate in November. And this is where we haven't been well. We haven't been well. We've done well in October, but we didn't finish strong in November since I've been here. And that's the next challenge for us. So we're going to have to be physical. We're going to have to do those things to give ourselves a chance to win out. And it's not going to be an easy task.
absolutely. And like I said, it's this is definitely a time to where you can kind of break through, because, and we've talked about it in previous conversations in terms of that's one of the I would say one of the boxes that you all want to check off. Now, looking at bye weeks, you know, in talking to coaches from all over, the term that you hear all the time is self scouting. Um,
Mhm.
is that going to? I'm sure that's going to play a role in terms of what you have outlined for the bye week. Like I said, you hear it, but you never really hear what exactly entails. Is it mostly video? Is it going to be some on the field stuff? A combination of the two? Or?
It's a combination of the two. Self-scouting, what you're good at, what you can get rid of, how you can simplify things, what you need to work on. You know, for us, it's third downs, it's situational football. Um, it's identifying certain things, it's getting better at different things you want to do on the defensive side of the football. It's really improving on our offensive line play up front and identifying different fronts that we want to see in movement up front. That's those things that we want to really focus on. And we're going to see her, like, you know, for offense, you know, what do we do on first down? You know, what's our second down call? Who are we? You know, what's our identity? Where are we headed? I think, you know, for us, we can simplify some things a little bit more. And this is all a part of having this offense the first time, a new offensive coordinator. So we're just really trying to hone in on the things that we do well and really get good at those things so we can be very effective in November. Because the one thing that holds true is that whoever dominates the trenches in November and makes the least amount of mistakes will win the championship. You're going to have a good record in regards to that. So that's what we want to do. So it will be, to your point, on the field, and in the film room, and recovery for us, getting our rest, eating right, stretching, ice tubs, a lot of mental sweat work, so we can really gear up for the next half of the season.
Okay, and just one last to that last end, were you able to? How's the health of the team even heading into the bye?
We're decent. We're banged up in the secondary. We got to get some healthy guys, some healthy bodies over there. Guys are pretty banged up. We got Jalen McClendon, our corner, who is, man, a warrior. He is playing with a broken hand. Has
Wow.
not missed a snap. Got an interception last week. Able to, defend deep balls. Doesn't use it as an excuse. Uh, so we got guys that are playing with torn tendons, and it's just remarkable to see the heart and the grit and the courage of these kids, because they love the game of football, and they feel a change coming. They feel where this thing can be really special for us. So I think overall, the offensive line, defensive line, everybody could use it's a physical break. And I'm going to be very mindful of that as we pad up today for practice. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Coach, and good luck. I can't say this week, but have a great bye week. Get everyone rested up and heading into this final stretch of the season.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
One
Appreciate
last question for you, Coach. Just Sanders Ellis, and he is second year team in tackles. He's been the league freshman of the week twice. Just talk a little bit more about him. He's doing some good things on a defense full of really good players.
Yeah, he is. He's coming along really well. He's still a baby. He's still getting his sea legs underneath him, in regards to understanding our scheme and how to operate. He spends a great deal of time in the study in the film room. I can't brag about him enough. He's on pace to become a straight A student, with the exception of a D he has in one class that he's working on currently. So that translates over to the field. I'd say it all the time, and I'm firsthand uh, 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 experienced at this thing, because I was a terrible student at one point in time in my life and became a better student. As a byproduct of it, I became a better football player. You can't compartmentalize that behavior. It translates. So, the amount of time and effort that he puts into his work off the field, he's up in the film room with our coaches, game planning. So he's understanding it from Brandon's perspective, what he's trying to get to, what he's seeing, what the fits are going to be, what offenses are trying to do to us. So he's able to play fast as a result of it, and he's already gifted, athletically speaking, and he's become the heart and soul of the defense. Really has taken on that leadership role at such an early age, and it's just remarkable to see his growth as a young player, and I'm really excited about his future.
Perfect, Coach. Appreciate your time as always. Best of luck in this open date, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thank you.